to frame her husband. She deliberately cut her hair and carefully sealed it in a bag. Then she took out hair dye and changed the color of her hair and eyebrows. Then she poured disinfectant on the floor to erase any trace of her presence. All she did was make herself disappear, because then her husband would go to jail for murder. She had made a detailed plan 6 months earlier. First, she maxed out her husband's credit cards, bought all kinds of expensive jewelry and hid them to create the illusion that he was facing a financial crisis. To further frame him for murder, she took out a large life insurance policy with her husband as the beneficiary. She then purposely befriended her pregnant female neighbor and often complained to her about her husband's domestic violence and invited her female neighbor over to her home. After the neighbor used the bathroom, she collected her urine. With this urine sample, she could prove she was pregnant. She used the identity of a pregnant woman to portray herself as vulnerable. Once everything was ready, on their wedding anniversary, she waited for her husband to leave and then staged a crime scene. To make the plan foolproof, she wrote 300 diary entries, starting from when they first fell in love. In them, she fabricated stories that painted her husband as a cheating, abusive man while she lived in constant fear. She burned the diary in the oven, but not completely creating the illusion that her husband was trying to destroy evidence, a deliberate clue left behind for the police. Then she set in motion the perfect frame-up. Then she disappeared in a car alone and changed her face to a different place. She rented a house and waited for her husband to be arrested for murder. Sure enough, when the husband returns home, he finds the house empty and the coffee table in the living room knocked over. Jack instinctively believed his wife had been kidnapped, but the police suspected Nick had murdered her, because on the kitchen cabinets, the police found bloodstains. At this height, it was obviously sprayed on. Under the fluorescent test, they again found a large number of traces of rinsed blood on the floor. This made the police decide to arrest Jack.